Okay, so this is the Zoom meeting of the License Commission for Thursday, September 17th. Begin at 6 p.m. And first item I have is for meeting minutes for our last meeting, which is August 20th, 2020.
Commissioner Krieger?
Yeah, I have a correction for the minutes, page 2, down around line 23. There's a very short sentence that doesn't go anywhere, and I recommend we delete it.
Ryan, you good with that?
Yes, I got that. I understand.
All right, that'll be fine. Next on the agenda.
Move approval.
Move approved by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Howell. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
Then
opposed?
there are the executive session minutes for the same date, August 20th.
Commissioners, any questions on those?
I want to add the word "that" about 5 lines down.
Cliff's in a mood tonight.
That.
Yeah, that's the trouble with being locked away in the house.
Motion by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, please.
Proceeding with our first item on the agenda, we have a public hearing, and this is for public comment on the application by the entity known as VM Corp, doing business as the Windsor Shop. Vatsal Patel is the president. It's a malt beverage and wine only package store licensee at 583 Westford Street. This is for change of officer, director, and the manager of record, and a transfer of corporate stock. The legal counsel for the applicant is John M. Moradian, and he is of the DeMarcus Law Office of Lynn. There was a legal notice published in the local newspaper on September 7th, 2020.
Counselor, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Attorney John Meridian, DeMarcus Law Offices. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're fine.
I'm here on behalf of VM Corporation, doing business as the Windsor Shop. Today, we're seeking approval of 3 things. 1, a stock transfer. Vatsal Patel is purchasing all the shares of stock from Chirag Patel, the current shareholder. 2, we're seeking approval of changes of officers and directors. Vatsal will be the president, treasurer, and secretary. Krupal Patel will be the director. And lastly, we're seeking approval of change of manager to Krupal Patel. He's been working at the store for a few years now as a clerk. He's familiar with beer and wine sales, and alcohol sales. With that, I'll welcome any questions the board may have.
Commissioners, questions?
I have some questions.
Commissioner Dunn.
My first concern, counsel, that you could address is that the president, treasurer, and secretary, Vatsal Patel, lives out of state. What is he going to be? We've had not so much with beer and wine licenses, but with other licenses, out-of-state owners that don't tend to their shops or their businesses in a proper way. And maybe you can tell us something about Vatsal Patel. And I have a second question. I understand that you're quite knowledgeable of liquor licenses. For a manager, you have to be an American citizen.
Correct. Yep.
For a president, treasurer, secretary, you would say that you do not have to be. Is that correct?
There's no citizenship requirement on a shareholder or officer of the corporation. Solely the director. This is for a Section 15 package store. Solely the director has to be a U.S. citizen and Massachusetts resident.
Okay, can you address Mr.
Yeah, and I'll look Vatsal.
No.
I see Vatsal here too. He understands the severity of this. He's the sole shareholder of the store. Krupal will be the manager of record and for the day-to-day operations, be running the store himself. Vatsal, feel free to chime in on your experience.
Sure. So I've been working with my family closely for the last 10 years, and I have many interactions with Ryan. If he remembers me like by face, I'm not sure. But Yeah, I'm here to support my family, like financially. Like I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones. Like I've been working with Edward Jones for 2 years, and I do go back and forth. I have many clients in Massachusetts, so I at least make a trip once a month to Massachusetts and help my family out. I've been doing that for like long time. I'm a UMass Lowell graduate, so
Okay.
I'm familiar with Lowell and people around there.
Okay, and Kupal Patel appears, has a local address. He lives in Lowell. And you've worked in the store for several years, so I'm fine with that. But my concerns are keeping tabs on your businesses.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thank you.
Any
Does-
further questions, commissioners?
Does the manager of record understand that selling to underage people is a bad thing in our minds?
Yeah, so to address that, Grupo, I believe is tip certified. If not, we can get that recertified, the tips alcohol server certification. He's been working at that store for a while now, and I don't believe there's been any history of violations at this location.
I don't recall any in recent years. Yeah.
So,
Commissioner McCarthy, Commissioner Howe, any other questions?
No questions.
Mac?
he silenced himself.
He's on mute.
Ryan?
I don't know if there's anyone online that might want to address the matter of a public.
Yeah, I want to put it into public hearing, but before I do that, all the paperwork is in order?
Yes, it's all satisfactory.
Okay. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing. I don't have anybody in the waiting room, so everybody is on. We'll open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing. Anybody in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. What is the wish of the board?
You have to make 3 separate approvals, or can we do it all in one?
You may do it all in one.
Okay, I'll move approval.
Second.
Move approval by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Councilor Meridian, I think you're all set. Mr. Patel, you're all set as well. Wish you the best of luck. This board wishes you the best and do a good job.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Chairman, this particular application by BM Corp will need to be approved by the Alcohol Beverages Control Commission.
Thank you.
Proceeding with our second item on the agenda, we have an application by Chanrith Che, who's doing business as Apsara Jewelry. He's requesting a license for Old Gold, Silver, and Platinum for his business address at 733 Middlesex Street. And Mr. Che is a jewelry store owner, and he is looking to engage in customers who may wish to sell some precious items of a personal nature.
Okay. Mr. Chair, you are online here?
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good. Tell us about what you want to do here.
Well, I've been buying it. I took over the shop about 2 years now. And I just been buying it, reselling new gold. And the police came in and told us that we had to do this procedure and get the proper licenses. So that's where I'm at here now. So I can be able to buy secondhand gold and precious metals.
Okay. Questions from the board? Any commissioners?
Any reason why the police were in to see you other than just normal checking into stores?
They just had like a checklist or something in all the jewelry stores around the area. To
Right.
Make sure they had proper licenses.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, and you've been there actually running the business for a while.
Yes.
And where is 733 Middlesex Street? I wasn't able to go by there.
Oh, it was in front of Biden Plaza, adjacent to the park there.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions from commissioners?
Yep.
Ryan, everything in order and paperwork?
Yes, the paper's in order. Mr. Che, if the commission is so inclined to approve this application, I would be able to issue the license Monday afternoon.
Okay.
Wish of the board.
Wait, John, I have a question.
Cliff, I apologize. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Che, what have you done to familiarize yourself with the legal requirements that you didn't know about 2 years ago?
The detective informed me that I have to take a copy of the license, state the articles, how much I paid, and email or send it to him the next business day.
Okay,
Okay.
Very good.
good.
Do I have a motion on the floor?
Second.
Motion to approve.
Move it.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair?
Sorry, the
ahead,
motion,
Ro-
who made the motion, sir?
I did.
It was Commissioner
thank you.
Powell. Mr. Chair, I wish you the best of luck. Do a good job and hope you make a lot of money.
Thank you.
Good
All
luck.
right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Proceeding with number 3 on our meeting agenda, we have a hearing for the all alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee to determine the status for the renewal of license for calendar year 2020. There are 2 actual hearings. One is for the LD Holdings LLC doing business as Bar 74 Lounge and Grill at 7678 Merrimack Street. And the second hearing also pertains to LD Holdings LLC doing business as Revolution at 74 Merrimack Street. These 2 items had been continued from our last scheduled meeting, which was August 20th. And as I told the commission on that date, there was mailing to the principal manager, the LLC manager, Lauren DeSalvo, to her known address in New York State. And that particular parcel was returned to the city law office as undeliverable, and her forwarding address that the Postal Service had in the state of California that had expired, so they were not forwarding that particular letter. So having received in the return envelope the new address for the Mr. Salvo in the state of California, the commission recommended that this continue, the hearing be continued and that a notice be sent to Mr. Salvo to her new address in California, which I just want to confirm to the commission that I had done so, and there was no return message, no return envelope on that particular mailing. And I also emailed to her the notice of our meeting as well as the notice of the hearing at her known email address, East Hill Partners.
Attorney Gordon,
Yes, sir.
how are you tonight?
Good. You?
Not too bad. I believe that this board has done its due diligence. Do you have anything else to offer?
No, there was a question in my mind initially about whether
about starting the recording from Chris.
I did not see it. I thought he was recording.
He said their computer updated itself and restarted. Can the host please start recording?
so nothing that's happened before has been recorded.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I don't think it was
Just came up, right?
only the last 3 minutes, but that's
Okay.
okay. If you get the last 3 minutes, at least we'll get this vote, which I think is the most important thing here. Let's do a roll call then, Brian.
Well, so Commissioner Donahue made a motion to reject the application for renewal and deny the opportunity to renew based upon the failure to comply. So, and we need a second on that. And then vote.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? No one.
And that's the both licenses, right?
That's to both licenses.
That's for both licenses, yes.
Did you say roll call? Did someone say roll call?
We didn't need a roll call, Gary just said we needed a motion and seconded, and it just did a motion. So I think we're good.
We're good.
All right. Okay, Ryan, next.
Okay, proceeding with number 5 on our meeting agenda is a public hearing by the License Commission. Consider an increase in the fee for legal notice publication for the current fee of $175, which is for the publication of a legal notice in the local newspaper. Listed in our alcohol beverage regulations for licenses issued by the World License Commission on page 15, the fee is set at $175, and it's been at that rate for at least, my estimation, 15 years. I'm finding in recent publications of legals in a local newspaper, as much as I may try to manage the content of the notice itself, the structure of the notice itself in the publication is beyond my control, of course. And the length and not so much the width, but the length of it and the way in which they structure it can add cost. And I found that recent publications, there were 2 that were $185 each, and a third was $180. So I'm requesting that, since the applicant is responsible for the publication and the expense of the publication, I would respectfully request that the commission raise the fee at least an additional $10 to cover any costs that the legal notice may cost above and beyond the $175 presently set.
Okay. Comments?
I feel more than $10.
I think at least $25 on bid.
I agree with Martha.
Yeah, I'm with you guys too. Joe?
Rules on publications, boy, the probate publication is almost $500. That's how they're making their money now, so I think these rates are just gonna go up.
And we should not be funding it through other avenues. No, I agree.
All right, there's a motion by Commissioner Howard to raise it to $200. There is a second by Commissioner Carpy. Any further comments?
No.
All in favor, signify by
This is a
saying.
public hearing.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you, Gary. At this time, open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in favor of raising to $200? In favor? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. Now we open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. The wish of the body is a motion by Commissioner Howe to raise it to $200. It was seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I wonder if we could just, I saw an email that came in about one of the businesses that was discussing their fees based on inability to function this coming year because of the COVID for a period of time. And maybe we should at some point before while things are going on, see if we can help bar and restaurant owners that are not working at full time from paying fees for hours they're not even open. If they
Yeah,
want,
I think that's a great idea. It's definitely room for some discussion. I mean, we're talking about businesses now working on their 6th month of, 80-90% slash in revenue. So I think it's something that we should discuss. I know the next item agendas are 2 hearings. Do you want to put it on that agenda, or would you like to talk about this in 4 weeks?
well, maybe if we had a little time, 4 weeks would be good. Give us some time to get our thoughts together and see where we're going to go. And Ryan, is that too far down for your applications starting to work?
No, not at all. The concern, I think, by just one particular license holder, and there may be others, obviously, that will have this similar point of view, where they have been limited in their operation. In fact, probably most of them are not even open for business.
Yeah.
They probably feel that they could use some kind of financial break. I'm not sure the commission can do much more than take a cut in their license fee for the alcohol beverage license, because that's what you, by state law, can control directly. Beyond that, the statute requires a license holder to have liquor liability insurance for a restaurant, for example. Now, unless the legislature was to amend the law or at least give some kind of consideration, the insurance policy for many of these restaurants is probably annually $3,000 to $4,000 just to pay for their coverage. Not only liability, commercial liability policy, but the liquor liability policy. And I'm just speculating on that fee. I may be totally off base, but I wouldn't know for sure.
Well, let's do this. Let's get into this and let's schedule this not for the next meeting, Ryan, but for the following meeting after that. And then the commissioners will have some questions and suggestions, and maybe Attorney Gordon or somebody from the law office could be there on what our legal parameters may be in adjusting fees, or, you know, I'm not really sure how we're going to go about this. I mean, but, you know, people are hurting out there, and it's definitely something that we should talk about. So
I think it's a place like, not that I go in it at all, but like the Kettle's been completely closed. And I'm sure they want to keep their license until there may be a sale, but that's, you know, no income, and there's quite an expense on that license. And that's just one I thought of off the top of my head. And there's a lot of others that are hurting at this point, as you know.
Yeah.
I agree, and the people who have licenses that go past midnight, they're not allowed to be open that long.
Right.
So it's not fair for us.
Well, excuse me, Commissioner Krieger, they could be open that late or if they provide the food. That's the key. They have to have the food. And you can't go into a restaurant and just think you're going to have a drink. You have to order food, and then you can order your drink with the food.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's have some discussion in a month on this.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
for our next scheduled meeting, well, if you wish the commission to continue we have communications from the superintendent of police, Raymond Kelly Richardson, and these for on-premise licensees for alcohol beverages. The first is something we've had addressed last spring, and that was the Portuguese American Center at 59 Charles Street. They were cited for COVID-19 order number 13 violation, which took place on March the 30th, 2020. That hearing was supposed to have been held in May, but due to the fact that the commission had not met since we're not meeting in May, that particular hearing had been continued. And then there's the second item, which is Thirsty First Tavern and Grill Corp., 276-280 Central Street. Superintendent has cited the licensee for two violations on two separate dates. One is the violation on July 31st of a regulation 1.20 illegal activities pertaining to not notifying the police department of an altercation that transpired on the premises. And there's the second violation, which allegedly took place on August 7th. This is a COVID-19 reopening plan phase 3 of outdoor seating. So those two items, if the commission is so inclined, could be held for the next meeting if it's scheduled to be held on October the 8th.
Any of the commissioners have a problem with putting those two on next schedule?
No.
No problem.
Nope.
All right, Ryan, let's
Good.
go forward with that.
And then if you wish to discuss the matter of something relating to fee structure for licensees for 2021, that could be held for the following meeting, which would be October the 22nd.
So be it.
He's okay on the 22nd. Okay, thank you.
Move adjournment.
Second.
Okay.
Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Howell. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Commissioners, have yourselves a great night. Terry, I'll give you and Martha a call. Have to talk about some business.
Same, good to see you.
And by the way, I don't know why we can't go down there, you know.
I was just gonna say that, my friend. So
Martha's
Martha's got her pajamas on, though. She can't come down now.
I gotta help you pack so you can leave the country, Terry.
I might need that help.
Yes.
Uh,
Right, all.